Grandstand Bettors back again with very biased opinions. Wow, 3-0 last week, guys. That's kind of unusual, but it made our clients a lot of money last week. This week, we have 3 more bets for you, and it all starts right now. Welcome back to Grandstand Bettors. It's Matt with grandstandbettors.com. Make sure you go over and become part of our family. At the very least, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button. And today, as always now, with our soccer bets, we have very biased opinions. If you have not met Ian and Thomas, you are missing out on what's in the world today. I mean, these guys just bring entertainment value to soccer. They really don't know anything about soccer, but they know everything about soccer. Make sure you check their channel out, Very Biased Opinions on YouTube. These guys also, I believe, have Patreon where you can become a member. You get all these great bonus extras. We jumped on that chance right off the bat. But you know what? Without further ado, why don't we get into what their best bets of the weekend are? And I think we're going to start with Thomas. He is at Anfield, it looks like. Are you coming all the way from Anfield? I don't know what stadium that is.
Why would you play with me like that? This is going to take an hour now.
So you have what's your bet? What's your bet this week? I know you're looking at Serie A. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm looking at Serie A. I'm specifically looking at the AC Milan Napoli fixture, and I think there's money to be made in this, right? Let's talk about Napoli for about 30 seconds. They have one of the top strikers in Italy in Lorenzo Insigne, and they have a magic maker behind him in Dries Mertens. This guy is literal gold. When he gets the ball at his feet, if he's feeling in the mood, he destroys defenses. He is absolutely unplayable at his best. And this team have the 3rd best offense in the league. They've been fantastic since a bad start early on. They have Gennaro Gattuso, the Bulldog, a central defensive midfielder that's instilled his playing style into his entire team. They won their first trophy in over 20 years last year under him, and they are flying back up the table. They're now only 3 points off European qualification, and they are going to see this AC Milan team, which are hunting. They're hunting down their intercity rivals, Inter Milan, but they are going to have a tough time of it here. And I think a great bet here is to bet on Napoli to upset the odds against 2nd place AC Milan and win this game. So we are going on the money line, Napoli to win against AC Milan.
That is a bold bet. They're actually, I think, plus 170. Lots of value if you want to go with them. But there might be something to what he's saying for you bettors out there, because if you look at AC Milan, they are actually only plus 155. So that tells you that the sports books think that it's a lot closer than what you would think. Is some of that having to do with Zlatan out of the lineup? Is he going to be out of the lineup? What's going on with him?
I think Zlatan might be slightly overrated in this. He is 36. He is still one of the greatest players on earth, but his age belays him. And I think that this Napoli side have the hunger in them to chase. They need a win here, whereas AC Milan are pretty much guaranteed Champions League places right now. Napoli score more goals. They concede less goals. You just have to see him in this game. Like if you want to bet on a game and you want to win money, they're the pick of the week.
All right. Great value. Love it. I wonder if we're going to get some value from Ian. I know he's going with, I believe, is it Ligue 1 in France?
Ligue 1.
Ligue 1.
I have no idea what that means.
So Ligue 1, I think it's a great matchup. I think it's around 3 p.m. Eastern on the East Coast, 8 o'clock your time. It's PSG, which I believe, do they have Neymar still? I think so, yeah. And it's going against Nantes. Is it? Am I saying that right? Correct me.
C'est magnifique. C'est magnifique.
Wow, we are continental. Yes, we are.
Paris Saint-Germain versus Nantes. I must apologize. I am still reeling from Thomas Pickering calling Zlatan Ibrahimovic overrated. I didn't think I'd ever see the day. But this is our first venture into the French league. The French league is usually about all conquering Paris Saint-Germain. They've just dumped Barcelona out of the Champions League. The only surprise is they are not top of this league. The biggest thing they've done this season is they got rid of their old manager, Thomas Tuchel, who was very much a manager who liked to play with the handbrake on, very much kind of a defensive-minded manager, and they've got Mauricio Pochettino in, ex-Tottenham manager, who plays a lot more attacking, expansive football. Nantes are miles down the league. They're in the relegation zone. Do not expect Paris Saint-Germain to show them any mercy, to show them to just go out there and they're going to absolutely batter this Nantes side. You could take your pick on what you want to do for betting on this game, but the bet we're going for is over 2.5 goals, just in case Paris Saint-Germain have a little bit of a wobble and they can see the sucker punch early doors. But I expect them, with the firepower they have, to score plenty of goals in this one.
Yeah, and PSG was pretty heavily favored in this matchup. They are home, is that correct? They're playing at home.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty heavily favored. The handicap, I think, was almost 2, close to that. That's a lot too. So I think the value, you're right. The value is probably on over 2.5. If it pushes to 3, do you think there's a chance like they could run away with like a 4-0 victory? I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're a side that usually when it comes to this point of the season, Paris Saint-Germain are like 10 points clear. So these games are a little bit strange to bet on, because you're not sure what sort kind of a team they're going to play. And you don't know whether they're just going to like take it easy and rest players for the Champions League, which is their overall goal in a season. But the fact they're not top means that they can't really rest on their laurels, and they've got to just go out and just smash these sides and rack up the goal difference. So, as I said, I don't expect, and the way Mauricio Pochettino plays, he won't want his side to go out and take it easy. He'll want them to carry on the momentum from knocking Barcelona out, and you just can't see them not scoring lots of goals in this one. It could even be like 5 or 6 to Paris Saint-Germain, with the likes of Neymar and the likes of Mbappe. They're going to have a field day.
And Mbappe, what about him and Neymar? Overrated?
Well,
out, Uranka, out. Stop hosting this program.
Well, I mean, Neymar gets a lot of bad press for his theatrics, and he is kind of, I know that soccer's famous for its like football, for its theatrics of its players, its flopping, as you call it, and he's kind of like the king flopper, if you like. But he is a wonderful footballer, and he is a leader of this PSG side. But Mbappe is just something else. We talked about Erling Haaland in the last couple of weeks on this channel, but he is right up there at that level, not even kind of surpasses Haaland, just because he's been around a bit longer. He's won a World Cup, I think, at the age of 18. He's just a ridiculous talent that is getting better, and he already was like one of the best players in the world when he was a teenager. So you're like, how much better can he actually get? We pray for the day. He is a Parisian, so that's probably the only reason why he is still at PSG, but we pray for the day that he moves to, hopefully, the Premier League.
Manchester United.
Fantastic. I have a cat that's a Persian, so Parisian and Persian.
Same thing.
They're close. Thomas, thanks for your Man United chime in. I appreciate you comparing them to the bottom of League One table. I do think Nantes might probably beat them very easily. So that would be a good matchup. Fortunately, it's not this week. Hey, just out of curiosity, what Man United do today, Champions League? They tied, correct? Is that right?
Yeah, we are not currently bottom of the championship, so we consider ourselves successful this season. Thank you, Wickham Wanderers. Thank you for calling
They
it.
had a 1-1 tie with the not very good AC Milan side.
Like, move this along. I want to talk about the next match.
Okay, you know what? That is right. Let's go into our third bet, which you actually asked Ian for some help on, if I believe so. And we are looking at the Premiership, one of the toughest leagues to bet on. 2 teams that have high expectations every single year. And at least from the state side, we feel like they fall short every single year. What about you guys? Arsenal, Tottenham, I believe you're looking at here.
Yeah, well, last week, so to go back, we had the Manchester derby. This week, it's the North London derby, 2 fierce rivals in Arsenal and Tottenham, and they are probably 2 of the most famous old sides in English football, or world football, if you like. And there has been, I would say it's not unfair to say they've been underachieving, and it's arguably to say who's been underachieving more. There has been a bit of a changing of the guard between who's the better side, where Arsenal were much better than them through like the end of the 90s through the 2000s, but Spurs have caught up and have been the better side over the last few years. But neither of them consistently win trophies. Neither of them win the title. They get and Spurs particularly, they get to the to get to semi-finals, and they get to finals and they always seem to choke. So, but Tottenham have the bragging rights in this game from the first match. They won 2-0 at Tottenham Stadium. It was very much a game where they picked Arsenal off. Arsenal tried to play a possession-based game, and Tottenham just sat back and waited for them and hit them with their strikers. But this is still a quality Arsenal side. They were struggling a bit in that game. They've still got quality players. Mikel Arteta's organised them very well. It's only when they lose goals by being stupid or trying to slow the game down is when they struggle. But when they play at pace, they've got a lot of quality players led by Aubameyang. And although we are going for the over on goals, I do expect Arsenal to win this match.
Yeah, so something about red stuff I'm supposed to say, but I have no idea because I'm not from England. What is it, Thomas?
What does London bleed? Does London bleed red or do they bleed white? They bleed white. Spurs are miles better than this Arsenal side. This Arsenal side is devastatingly bad. George Graham, I don't even know if he's dead, but if he is, he's turning over in his fucking grave because this team is diabolically bad. They should be so much better than they are, but they're not. And Tottenham Hotspur have Gareth Bale, bloody Hung Sun-min, and Harry Kane, possibly the best striker in world football behind Haaland and Mbappe. They are already something like 7 points clear of Arsenal on the table. They've already netted something like 12 goals more than them. They are on the cusp of Champions League football. They are playing scintillating attacking football finally. And Gareth Bale is world class. So get over, Ian. Arsenal are garbage, over goals, and a Spurs win if you want the additional.
Listen, Sorry, go ahead, Ian. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to clarify then, so I think we've just proved that Spurs are the biggest underachievers because they've got a better side than Arsenal and they're not even in a Champions League position. So there we go.
So listen, I'm going to give you guys a little insight. And for all our members out there, they know this. The past 3 years, one of the teams, I always pick 2 teams as my premiership winner. The last 2 years, I've picked Tottenham as one of the 2. They absolutely disappoint me year in and year out. And I got to be honest, you would think a new stadium would revive them. Have they had fans in the stadium?
Yeah, they have.
They have had it for
Twice.
Okay, so they are very big underachievers. I think Man United probably is at the top of my list, and they're probably second. And you know what time it is? It's time for the Grandstand Bettors over of the week. We're looking at Monaco versus Lille in Ligue 1, apparently, as we've called it all season. This game's going to go over 2.5 goals. I'm going to tell you right now, Lille, I believe they're at the top of the table above PSG, which we talked about earlier. And that actually should give PSG some incentive to score those goals that we went over on. But let's talk about Monaco and Lille. And that is over 2.5. They're on the road, and they're away for those of you in the UK. But on the road means they are away. And they're going to score at least 2 goals here. And Monaco scores some goals at home. I like a 2-1 victory over 2.5. That is the Grandstand Bettors play of the week on the overs. So that's it here for Grandstand Bettors. We thank Very Biased Opinions again. Please go to their channel, subscribe to them. These guys are great. Become part of their family. You're part of my family. Become part of their family. Join their Patreon. They have tons of bonus materials. In fact, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. They have rebranded themselves, and the logo is on fire. And that is going to be coming out probably very soon. I saw it today. Make sure you go on Patreon. If you want a little sneak peek, you can get it there on Patreon. But let's recap their 3 bets today. You have Arsenal Tottenham over 2.5. You have PSG Nantes over 2.5. And Thomas, we're either going to love him or we're going to hate him on Monday morning because he's going Napoli over AC Milan at home. So Napoli's at plus 170. That is so good value. In fact, if you win that one and they lose the other 2, you're actually going to almost break even. That's how great it is. So Arsenal Tottenham over 2.5, PSG Nantes over 2.5, and Napoli on the money line. Thank you to Ian and Thomas of Very Biased Opinions. As always, sit back, relax, enjoy some football. And as always, let us do the work while you do the winning.